All right. Now, first off, I want to say, young child, you have a valid point as far as being a king of drill, and y'all never really, you and Keith never really. I don't think y'all reap the real benefits of it. Now, from a production standpoint, you probably getting them streaming checks, but just from a overall celebration, from a overall just lasting long term, because it's different versions of that Chicago drill. Like Dirk was a little different from Keith. Keith was a little different from Herb. Herb was a little different from Bibby. Like it all had its own slight variations. Polo G, Pappy, like it all had its slight variations. And as far as sparking the wave, yeah, you and Keith did that. Sparking the wave to make people even want to tune in to everybody else in the capacity that they did, to make people want to tune in to the gang lifestyle, the BDs, the GDs. You seen the explosion of that. You seen the explosion of the Chicago overall lifestyle, the lingo, the way they wear their hats, the 30s. Um, that became mainstream to where you can hear it on a reality show, a white person saying it. You can hear it on ESPN. Um, your grandmother know what it mean. Your mother know what it like. It just become so common. Ops. I'm about to go slide. Uh, you lacking. I mean, pretty much all of the terms that's used in music and free the guys on phone, like pretty much all of the terms that every city is using, and now they might even get lost in the point that they think it's been around so long that like I was saying in another video, that the youth would just think, oh, that's what they area say, gang gang, everything is gang gang. Oh, okay, what's up, gang? On this gang, like that's all uh, extension of Chief Keef putting a spotlight on the culture of Chicago, Chief Keef and Young Child, because sometimes we forget the producer who makes that hypnotizing sound that draws everybody in as well as the lyrics. So the Chief Keef and Chop are integral to putting the spotlight on the overall lifestyle that took over the world. The murder rates went up over the world. The shooters went up. Your average guy turned into a shooter overnight just from tuning into the Chicago scene that was sparked by the rise of Chief Keef, and that soundtrack that you heard behind them was Young Chop. But did they make the influential sound that's spurring everybody else? Chief Keef's drill didn't spur the sound that everybody took, the style that everybody took. The style that everybody took was from Herb and Bibby Kill shit. Go back and listen to Herb and Bibby Kill shit, and then you're gonna say, "Oh, that's the sound that all the New York guys are running with. That's the sound that the UK grime. I'm not even gonna say running with. That's the sound that the New York guys have been influenced by. That's the sound that the UK grime has been influenced by. I heard a Australian grime. It's all that same flow from that Herb and Bibby song that took them off that Nicki Minaj ended up having on a remix. So that's the most influential song of the drill era. It wasn't the little JoJo and the Chief Keef or the Louis who were all key heads. It was Herb and Bibby kind of with that semi second wave of the drill artists who ended up blowing up. So give her, we respect Chop and we respect Keith. Keith is the most influential ever in hip hop, and you can put him and Chop together as a duo, because what they were doing, it changed the whole landscape of the world. There's a world before Chief Keef and a world after Chief Keef, but if we're given direct and of course an extension of Chief Keef is Herb for putting the light on Chicago overall. But if we giving a direct, who sound are they particularly taking? It's not like everybody. Only person who really was coming out sounding directly, like it's a few people. I ain't gonna say only. Like Love Foe had kind of a Sosa sound, but even his beats were different. But the specific sound and beats that everybody was with, it was that more up tempo Herb and Bibby song, and it's undeniable if you go back and listen to it. Overall, Chop, you went about it the wrong way. You didn't have to come and start going at everybody. You didn't have to start going at Meek. This is not an era where being tough none of that matters, bro. You too old for that. That's kid talk. Like who's tough and who's not. Who's running in and out of the studio. Who like, bro? It's counterproductive because it's overall about the bag and being able to take care of yourself. I understand your mom died, grandma died, all of that in a short period of time. But this is not the way to go about it, child. You go about it by outworking everybody and making them have to see you, and then shooting a documentary and going on all these radio shows, and then getting your true kudos like a Jermaine Dupri when he went on I want to say it was Sway or Hot 97 and really was busted down. How he was behind the Usher Confessions, he was behind them, right, and all of the other Mariah Carey big project where we belong, the Emancipation of Mimi, all the other big projects. You do it like that. You don't go about it with trying to beef with everybody because you diss Cardi, you diss me, you diss French, you diss Diddy, you diss. I mean, you got into it with Junior, like you into it with everybody, bro. What's the point of being somebody if you have to always look over your shoulder? You don't want to get on and have to look over your shoulder. If you're a youth watching what he's doing, this is not the way to do it. The 6ix9ine way, that's not the way. It's a waste of fame to be famous and into it with everybody. You can't go out and just enjoy yourself. It's already enough stress being in the light and being somebody, and you're already a target because of that. But now, people who your peers who you actually bump into if you're actually outside and it's actually affiliated with some real stuff, because whether you believe they are with that or not, the people behind them can't wait to do something to somebody. So the mentality has to change. Being tough doesn't matter. Being successful does. If I'm one of the guys that he's dissing, man, we not entertaining that. We're not arguing with. We not. It's not worth it because you can clearly see he's not right now. I think he's grieving improperly, and I think Meek's response was grown up. Not really trying to go. Don't go back at Chop, man. Even if you see him, man, don't let it be nothing. If he feels that that's whatever, because I don't think. I think we also need to get to a grown up space when we know what we can do to somebody. We know where it can go, but sometimes you gotta save them from themselves. Sometimes it's even worse for them to have to just sit in their skin and deal with whatever they got, whatever they have going on. Don't hurt Chop. Let Chop sit with whatever he has going on, whatever he has going through. As black men, we have to get to that point where we see like, man, he's not right. I'm not gonna get him right. He's not right. Now, if he was right and we could see that grandma had passed, mom had passed, you wasn't going through all of that, and I could just be like, all right, he in his right mind tripping. All right, we can maybe we can get it there, but right now he's just not in his right mind. But Chop, the way to go about it would have been to start, even if you start falling in the states, it would have been to supply a bunch of new artists with some fire stuff so you can stay around and stay on the charts and quietly, but not even, like a big thing like, oh, Chop produces. Like you just all of a sudden look up like Hitmaker and you see like, dang, Chop produced that, Chop produced that, Chop produced that. Shoot overseas for a while, start building the brand and make it global, working with the UK artists, go to Ghana. They doing drill everywhere. Chop, you know how much they would have celebrated you and welcomed you with open arms. All you had to do was stay down, stay humble, and move around in silence and work in silence and outgrind everybody. Just keep elevating your sound, taking that to the next level, and it would have just made the legacy bigger. And you could have made it global, going to the UK, Africa, China. They doing Australian drill. That was the way to go about it. Working with artists like Skepta and all of just the top universal artists. But this and the top artists here, that'll make them even step back from you. So if I'm you, when all is clear up, get your case clear, just get out of the states for a while. Just get away and disappear. Let all of this blow over and just outgrind everybody from a production standpoint. All of that being tough, none of that matters. In 200 years, nobody cares who was tough. Your legacy is gonna be on what works did you provide for the world. Did you? And if it's only music, Make sure it's some great production. Make sure it's universal. Make sure it's global. Expand, grow. Don't stay in this box that you gotta be tough and proving you're tough. Like that means nothing in the real world. It means nothing. I'm not saying don't defend yourself. I'm just saying get out of that box to where you feel this is the only validation. Like you rich, you almost 30 and you riding around with a gun. Like, bro, I mean to the point where you saying, oh yeah, I had that. Nobody cares. Everybody got a gun, bro. Stop the nonsense. All of these grown men online, 30 and 40 and 50 plus, acting like the kids because they on Instagram and they think they got to do what the kids doing. Y'all got to start carrying yourselves in a different way. I mean, stop it. You got black men out here looking crazy. Like, grow up. None of that stuff matters. Get on your grind, get your money, support who you need to support. You don't be dissing your brother. Like, if you really got an issue with somebody, you hop on the phone, you talk about it. Sometimes you agree to disagree, and if y'all can't come to a common medium, then just go your separate ways. Everybody don't have to politic involved with each other. If you feel that you that combative, but if you grieving, brother, go talk to somebody. I'm not sure who, I'm not sure what. Different people have different forms of therapy. But go talk to somebody. Even reach out and get online. It's nothing wrong with getting online and retracting all of that stuff you were saying. There's nothing wrong with that. Doesn't make you a less of a person. Just come out, you wasn't in your right mind, you was tripping, boo boo woo, you was going about it the wrong way. You see, and now you're going to take the steps to properly heal from whatever you was going through. If I'm his friend, if I'm Dirk, I'm any of them guys who was still around him and talking to him, that's the way to go about it. Even him and Sosa not talking, so it's like it's crazy. But if you close to young child, reach out to him and try to help him get some help and get him out the country for a little bit. Let all this blow over, make the proper phone calls, apologize, and move on from the situation because it's not working.